Okay, so the recording is now in progress. We can start. Welcome everyone to new functionalities, December 22 in Sales Manago. And we have a lot of new features that have been published in the past few weeks and months. And we can start with the two most up-to-date functionalities. The first one is the new e-commerce dashboard. I'm pretty much sure that most of you have already seen the new dashboard, the way it beautifully presents all of your data. It's much more detailed, so now you can get all of the insights that you need from those dashboards. The old dashboards, so everything that you have configured so far, your marketing dashboard, your revenue dashboard is still up there. It's just that the home dashboard now consists of much more data that you can use to get more insights into your e-commerce, into your marketing efforts, and see how you're performing. We'll be switching onto the system just in a moment. But first, I wanted to tell you why this new dashboard was necessary, how we have created it, and what it features. So in Sales Manago, we wanted to present much more data that we have gathered so far about your transactions, about your contacts, about your marketing communications. And the way the old dashboard presented it was definitely not satisfactory. We already know that there were some graphs such as the e-commerce funnel that was not very useful for you. That's why we switched to the new dashboard. It now features much more data, which is the purchase supported, and last click. All of the analytics are now shown in a time range, so you can see the trends of your sales. You can also see much better how the average order value changes. There is so much to it. So let's start with the quick tiles. This lets you just get a glance over how you're doing with all of your marketing efforts. The Today So Far tile is refreshed every, I believe, 10 minutes, so you can see in real time how the campaign that you have launched is impacting the revenue of your store. Next we got from those highlights, we got the donuts. These are extremely important because you can now see exactly which channels of your omnichannel communications perform the best, as well as which features in Sales Manago give you the highest revenue. And from the highlights, we also have the graph that shows you, this layered graph that shows you how the number of clients with a given number of purchases changes. This lets you observe the trend, because when your marketing activities are successful, then you get more and more clients to return back to your store and do more purchases, which changes the proportions between those clients who have not purchased anything or have just one purchase, and they're gone, to the clients that have 2, 3, or more purchases. We also have a new refreshed 360-degree view of both anonymous and monitored contacts, so you can now much more easily see your real-time visitors on the website. Before we continue on to the Sales Manago to see everything in action, I just wanted to show you a sneak peek of how the process of creating such a dashboard looks like. You can already see the progress that we've made designing this dashboard. And from this point, I wanted to thank all of the clients who helped us shape the dashboard. We had a lot of consultations with our clients on what is important for them, which measures are the most reliable for them, how the data presentation will suit them the most. So now we'll just go over to Sales Manago. This is a demo account. but you can already use this dashboard and see all of the data for your account. So of course we got the quick steps. You most likely have already turned them off after completing them. So we got those quick view tiles that let you just see at a glance how you're doing at this part of the year, at this part of the week. How did you perform yesterday and today? We get a sales analytics, all three analytics. So the total revenue, the total sales, those that Sales Manager has driven at some point, and those that are strictly attributed to Sales Manager. So last click, such as clicking an email and directly after clicking an email, purchasing an item, or clicking the recommendation frame from Sales Manager and then directly after this purchasing an item. All of those graphs are divided into 3 tabs. So you got your total number of purchases, total sales, and average sales. Everything here is summarized. You can quickly change the time frame for this data. So if you want to see how did you perform in the previous quarter, you can just change the time frame. Actually, for the previous quarter, it's easier to see to visualize this data on a bar chart. So I've just switched to the bar chart, and maybe I want to see how I performed the previous period, which is the quarter before the last quarter. So I can just compare my compare how I performed and how my sales changed. Next, we got obviously the average order value. So for all of those 3 graphs, so that I can compare whether my average order value is going up or down. The more expensive items you sell, the higher your average order value becomes. You can easily observe the trend, especially if you use the default previous year time frame. So now I can see how the average order value of my sales is growing. Next, we got those donuts that I've been talking about. This lets you very easily visualize how different marketing channels give you different revenues. So, for example, on this demo account, I can see that the email is giving me the most revenue. The second channel would be mobile marketing and web push, while the website widgets such as recommendation frames, personal shopping inbox, and pop-ups is giving me the least revenue in my case. If you want to cross out one of those channels, you can quickly click here, and the channel disappears. And this is true for all of the graphs here. So, for example, on this graph, if I wanted to see only the previous period, I can just cross over the current period and see what happened in the quarter before the last quarter. Continuing on, we have something that is completely new, something innovative, which is the analytics of customer retention. Here we can see how the number of clients with a given number of purchases changes. We don't want clients who have no purchases because they don't bring us money. We want the clients who shop in our store regularly. So in those clients who have more than 3 purchases. If this number is growing up, it means that our marketing activities are very good, because we can see that the clients are getting back. And as you probably know, acquiring a new client is about 8 to 10 times more expensive than convincing an already existing client to shop at our store again, which means that those clients are not only loyal to us, but they are also much cheaper in order of marketing activities needed to acquire them compared to newcomers. We also get the potential customers. here is a quick tooltip if you were to forget what it means. Those are the clients potential clients who have a cart event but didn't purchase the item after this. So those are all of the clients that you want to convert using our workflows, using our automation rules for the abandoned cart, just to convince them to go back, finish their order, and commit to the sale. Those two, the donut one is quite self-explanatory. It's just the total number of, it's just a comparison of those 4 different groups that we have talked about, the 0, 1, 2, and 3 plus purchases in a given, at the end of a given time frame. And here there is a layered chart that shows you exactly how the trend is going. Of course, for a small time frame, the change is pretty much invisible. But if we go to and change it to the previous year, I can already see that for this account, the number of clients with no purchases, that the percentage of clients with no purchases is going down, which means that I'm able to convince more and more clients to shop at my store. The most important part is that the number of clients with 3 plus purchases is growing up, which means that I'm able to regularly convince clients to go back to my store and purchase again. Below you got all of the graphs, all of the data that already was on a dashboard. It's just visually refreshed, so I'm happy to skip this part over. The only part that I mentioned before is the new 360-degree view, so that you can now much more easily see the visit history of given contacts, and you get this recent campaigns list that we already had in Sales Manager. So this was the first major functionality released recently. Let me continue to the second one, which is the workflow library. Completely refreshed. To be clear, we used to have a workflow library, but given your feedback, the workflow library that we have initially created was not very useful for you. So based on your feedback, we were able to recreate everything in much better way, and add on top of this many more functionalities. So for the workflow library, let's start with how we divided them. We have now marketing goals and tactics. Tactics are those campaigns like retargeting, upselling, or maybe asking your clients for opinions with NPS surveys, lead nurturing. All of those are your tactics. And your goals would be to increase the order value, to increase the order frequency, to lower the churn, to increase customer engagement. And this brings us on to the workflow generator itself. This is a very powerful tool that lets you quickly tell our system what you need. So if you need to increase your order frequency, just hit on this tile, continue, select your marketing channel, such as email, mobile, web push, or website personalization, maybe it's omni-channel, and then you can optionally select tactics that you want to use to get your marketing goal done. And our system will show you all of the workflows that you can use. And just by filling out the emails and SMS messages or push notification to achieve your goal. The new workflow library is much more than this, because this is something from behind the scenes. We have created a full system that lets us quickly add new workflows. So when we get your feedback that something else is necessary, yet another workflow is necessary, or our specialists, they do observe that you are struggling with some type of workflow, we can just quickly go and add more workflows to the library. This process is super fast, and we can just quickly listen to you and respond to what you need. Yet another, and of course, sorry, we should go over this functionality. So let me just go to automation processes, workflows, and use the new workflow library. The button is right here, top right corner. So one option to use the workflow library would be to just select your marketing goal and browse all of the workflows. But all of this, it's quite a lot of data to go through. So I will use the workflow generator to generate the workflow for me that suits my goal, the way I want to reach to my customers the best. So for this case, I wanted to increase their revenue. This is the master of all goals. Let's call it like this, because in general, this is what we want. And how can we increase revenue? With which channel? Let me just go with the most traditional channel, which is email marketing, and select my tactics, which I'm not, which I don't want to deal with this. I want to just get all of it. So I'll skip the tactics and get all of this, all of the workflows ready for me. And here are my workflows that will increase my revenue. Let's use the abandoned cart recovery, which is something that I've talked about when showing you the e-commerce dashboard and the potential clients. So with this workflow, I can just set up the email that I want to send, how to create it in our email designer, and set it up here and start recovering all of those cards. For example, in the case of this account, there were 80,000 clients that added something to the cart but didn't purchase it. I want all of them to get back to my store and finish the order, and this workflow would just help me to achieve this. So this was the very basic workflow. I'm pretty sure you know already how to set up this, but you can explore the entire library. There's so much more that you can do with the workflow library other than the basic cart recovery. So I highly encourage you go to workflow library and browse through all of the templates. You can achieve much more when everything is set up by professionals who cooperate with brands such as Oriflame, Converse, New Balance, a daily basis, because those workflows are really created by professionals. Next, we got the time zones. This is something very important for the clients dealing with multinational markets. So if you have stores in many different time zones and you want to set up your email, you don't want to deal with conversion searching in Google what time it's now in Spain and what time it's now in Portugal and why it's different. You can just quickly select a time zone while sending your emails, your web push notifications, your mass text messages. All of this you just set up during the email, during the creation of the message or sending the message actually, and will take care of the conversion. And this also affects the statistics. So we'll show you when the message was sent actually and the entire statistics for a given day. So here are a few examples of how it looks like. You can just quickly select Australia West or Portugal, and you don't have to convert anything. I won't be going to the system because the screenshots are just there for you. You know how it works, you know where to find it. It's super easy to set up, and you can just benefit from this by saving time on converting the time zones. Now a few improvements that all of you have been waiting for. We have decreased the minimum time for the wait tile. So before this, it was 1 hour, which meant that you had to either choose no delay or 1 hour delay. Now it's 5 minutes, which is really great for quick actions. We are now we are now living in a very fast-paced world, and this 5 minutes is something very optimal for following on your customers. You want to act quickly, and now you can set up the workflow for even as low delay as 5 minutes. For customers who have customer preference center, this is our tool for gathering zero-party data. You can now change the email address from which the confirmation is sent. We have new workflow tasks. So we've done everything to make sure that the automation rules and workflows are on the same level. We have introduced all of those tasks to workflows. So now you can just start using the workflows to achieve what you've previously been unable to do in workflows, and you had to use automation rules. You most likely know that the workflows are much more advanced. They are really great. They are much more pleasant visually. So this is our response to your feedbacks for the missing tasks. We've added all of them to the workflows. And this is a quick preview. Have a good look at what's coming to Sales Manager very soon next year. And I have to go forward because this is the end of the presentation, and who is supposed to see the sneak peek of what's coming to Sales Manager has probably seen it. Thank you so much for your attendance. I know it was very quick, but you know, it's Friday. I don't want to keep you busy. I just wanted to show you what have we done and how we are listening to you. Once again, your feedback is very, very welcome. We are listening to all of your questions, all of your inquiries, and we make sure that we get them on our list for the things to be done in the as soon as possible. So thank you so much, and enjoy your Friday and weekend. We got one question. Are you planning customizing the data that is on the dashboard? Thank you so much, Anna, for this question. Yes. First, we are planning to extend those dashboards because the customization is very, very important. But we want to give you even more data on those dashboards. And then you will be able to customize how the dashboard looks like and to generate reports. Just before we disconnect, I wanted to just show you that you can already personalize the dashboards using those settings. So if you change the time frame or the type of the chart and you save those settings, of course I'm on a demo account, so this won't be saved, but for your accounts, when you save the settings, it will be personalized for you. But if you want to change the alignment of all of the tiles, yes, this will be possible in the future. First, we'll add more data to the dashboards, and then we'll let you personalize and export all of this wonderful data so that you can, for example, show to your boss, look, this is what I've been able to achieve. I'm open for the questions, so I believe in Zoom on the top you get this questions and answers button. If you were to click it, you can then ask me questions and I'm happy to answer. Okay, if you have more questions that you think about later on, don't hesitate. You can just send an email to your either partner manager or to your customer success manager and ask them, I have a question for the webinar you had recently. Can you give me an answer? And I'll answer you as soon as I get the question, of course. So thank you so much once again, and enjoy the weekend.